show for sports fans by a sports fan. And now, here is Alex C.
All right, here we go. It is the Yay or Nay Show with Alex C, a sports show for sports fans by a sports fan. Got a few Yay or Nay questions that have come back, so let's start off with these. The first one, are the Dallas Cowboys a Super Bowl contender? All right, so I've been railing against the national media guys who continue to perpetuate this big blasphemy, how every single year the Dallas Cowboys are the Super Bowl favorites, or they're the only team that can compete to be the Super Bowl champs, and every year they're wrong. So, once again, they said it, so I thought, let me ask a question. Let me see what the fans think. So here's what we got. Nay, 100% of the people that voted said the Dallas Cowboys are not a Super Bowl contender. Even though the national media is trying to make you believe that the Dallas Cowboys are the only team that can compete with the team that's so-so in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but supposedly they're supposed to be the best team in football, even though you just got shown what happens when Tampa Bay goes up against real competition. They got smacked in the mouth, and that's what's going to happen every time they play somebody who's of real playoff contention. But with that being said, Dallas Cowboys, as always, getting thrown in the conversation. The quarterback, in this case, Dak Prescott, now all of a sudden, once again, because he's a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, he's a top 5 premier elite quarterback. No, he's not. He's a B-rated quarterback. You can win a lot of games with him, but he's a B-rated quarterback no matter how you slice it and dice it. But national media wants to shove it down your throat about how Dallas and Dak are the best thing since sliced bread. Now, all of a sudden, the running game is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Dallas hasn't beat anybody. Folks, let's be real. Dallas hasn't beat anybody. National media wants to shove this down your throat. Why? Because they don't want to look bad, just like they don't want to look bad when it comes to Justin Fields and all the other things. And we're going to get into all those conversations today because we're going to talk about all the week 4 matchups and all of the things that entails. So again, let's move on to the next question. Is Green Bay on track? 60-40, this one came back, yay. Now, at the moment, I would tend to agree. Technically, they're back. Are they still an A-rated football team? No. Again, remember, it was a fourth quarter 2-minute drill that they had to perform on the San Francisco 49ers with a injured and depleted secondary, with an injured and depleted running back room. So San Francisco had to play them one-dimensional, and they still had to do a 2-minute drill to win. San Francisco played without a healthy secondary, and they still had to do a 2-minute drill to win. So is Green Bay as good as the national media is trying to get you to believe? No. But again, national media is going to say what they say in order so they don't look bad in regards to saying the wrong things. Or maybe their job is just to pump people up on their teams. Maybe the networks tell them that this is what they have to do. I don't know. And again, the good thing for me is I don't have these types of restrictions. I don't have anybody telling me this type of stuff. So I tell you what's real. And I get to give you a fan perspective, not an analyst perspective, where a network is telling me what my narrative needs to be. But again, 60-40, yay, the fans believe Green Bay's back on track. And I'll say for now, I can understand why the fans would say that. The next question, are the Kansas City Chiefs in trouble? 75-25, this one came back nay. And I'll say this, I agree. I never said Kansas City was in trouble. I said, you're going to find out this season how good Patrick Mahomes really is. Why? Because he got paid. So they can't afford to give him all the luxuries that he's enjoyed in the past, even though he still has a great wide receiver room, okay? Even though he's got a so-so run game room, okay? I won't complain about his running back room too much, but he doesn't have premier running backs. And he still has a very good wide receiver room. But his defense is horrible as all can be, and that is the number one weakness of the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is why you're going to find out how good Patrick Mahomes is, because now the team is on his shoulders, and they're only going to go as far as he could take them. He's going to get in shootouts. He's going to have to learn how to do clock management. He's going to have to learn how to try and outlast other teams that either are better or have the ability to score more. And he's going to have to figure these things out. And these are the things that a quarterback like a Russell Wilson does well. And Patrick is going to show us whether he can or can't do it well, and whether he can or can't lead Kansas City to the promised land without all of the luxuries that he's been afforded the last few years. Because again, once you pay the quarterback, all the luxuries go away and you find out what you really have in a quarterback. That's the way it works. All right, let's talk about some of the week 4 matchups in regards to this coming week. Now, before we even get into that, let's talk about one of the things that is annoying the heck out of me because I am really, really, really tired of hearing about Bill and Brady, as if Bill and Brady is the biggest game of the week somehow. And the NFL analysts, again, are trying to feed it down your throat as if it is the big game, as if it is the big talk of the town, as if it is the only thing everyone should be discussing. Again, why? It's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a blowout. Do you really think Tom Brady's going to break down in tears and forget how to play football? And even if he did, how hard is it going to be for him to bounce back when he's playing against a rebuild team? So it doesn't matter when you try and give us the generic BS negative narrative about how if Bill wins, now Tom Brady's legacy's in trouble. If Tom wins, now Bill Belichick's legacy's in trouble. Really? So when you have a good team that goes to the playoffs and probably will go to the playoffs again versus a team that's in rebuild mode, has no shot at going to the playoffs, that is how you determine who is and who isn't good? It doesn't even make any sense at all. In no way, shape, or form does that make any sense at all. You can't tell me that the fact that you have one team that's in rebuild mode, but they allegedly have the greatest coach in history, and you have another team that's going to the playoffs, and they allegedly have the greatest quarterback of all time, and you're telling me that that's going to be a fair matchup that can decide who's better, the coach or the player. And again, it's not hard to see anyways. Bill has a system. If he has a competent quarterback, then his system works. He wins a lot of games. He doesn't have the quarterback yet, but again, he's a rookie. He might develop into the quarterback, but he's not the quarterback yet. And when he had Tom Brady, he had the competent quarterback. However, keep in mind, it wasn't until year number 7 that Tom really became a breakout quarterback. Let's keep that in mind. And as far as is Bill what made Tom? Is Tom what made Bill? No. Bill's system is something that worked well for Tom. And let's keep in mind, what's Tom doing now where he's at in Tampa Bay? He's playing Bill's system. Bill said so in the interview that he just did yesterday. Oh, well, that's our system. The only thing that's different is the run game, but he's doing our system. I know how to break that system down. Of course he does. But it doesn't matter whether you know how to break the system down. It doesn't matter that the press is trying to get you into trap questions to answer questions and sound cocky and sound like you know how to break the other team down when it comes to the Bill versus Tom supposed big game of the year that's coming up. Or some people have called it the big game of the decade, which again, it's not. But here's the funniest thing about this whole deal. It doesn't matter if Bill knows the offense that Tom is running. It doesn't matter that Tom is running the same offense that Bill put in place. Because again, that's why Tampa Bay became better last year. He got off of his coach's offense, and he got into arguments with his offensive coordinator and with his coach, and he implemented what he's always known and what he's always done. And in doing so, he made his team better. So that is what he's running, but just because Bill knows what he's running doesn't mean he can stop it. Why? Bill has no defense. He has no players. The players that they have on both sides of the ball are inferior. So it doesn't matter that you know what they're going to do. This is not going to be a competitive game. I could see if you were saying this is the game of the decade and you had a really good New England Patriots team going up against a really good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, and then you had Tom Brady, and then you had Bill, and it was the first time they were going to go head-to-head. Then I could see you saying what you're saying and hyping this game up the way you're trying to hype this game up. But when you, again, got a rebuild team versus a playoff team, it doesn't matter that each other, as far as Bill and Tom goes, knows what you're going to do offensively, defensively. Doesn't matter. You've got an inferior rebuild team going up against a playoff team. This is not going to be close. It's going to be over by the end of the first quarter. So how is it that a game that's not going to be competitive, just because a guy's going to come home, maybe get a little teared up, maybe get a little emotional, but supposedly that's what everybody's supposed to watch? That's what everybody's supposed to want to see? How emotional Tom Brady gets? Is that the big deal? Is that what it's about? Or you want to see if Tom and Bill get into some kind of argument during halftime or the end of the game or on the sidelines at any point during the game? Is that what it's supposed to be about? Is that what everybody's supposed to watch? Instead of watching a competitive game like the Cardinals and the Rams, which really should be the game of the week, two undefeateds going at it, you want us to believe that the Patriots and the Buccaneers are supposed to be the game of the decade, let alone the game of the week, when you got two undefeateds going at it? It doesn't even make any sense to me. I don't know where these guys get these narratives to build, and then they try and get people to buy into this garbage that, oh, this is the game you got to watch. This is going to be the game of the decade. Because, again, it's going to be a blowout. And you got an inferior team in the Patriots going up against a superior team in the Buccaneers because one's playoff bound, one's rebuild bound, and one has a quarterback you don't know who he is. So it doesn't matter. This is not going to affect anybody's legacy. And for them to say that this game is going to affect the legacy of the loser, it's not. It's not. Because, again, it's like you got a college team going up against a high school team. That's what you got going on. How's that the game of the decade? Games of the week, let alone a decade, are supposed to be something that's highly competitive, highly anticipated, and something everybody wants to see because they can't wait to see the outcome. We already know the outcome of this game. It's going to be a blowout. Buccaneers over the Patriots, not even close. And for those that are trying to perpetuate the story that, oh, no, it's going to be close, Bill's defense is going to be prepared because they know Tom Brady's offense. They know his tendencies. They know his audibles. They know the moves he's going to make. They're going to be able to coach their team and have them well prepared. Again, let's just say they do. It ain't going to matter. Bunch of rebuild guys with a bunch of players who don't deserve to be first stringers going up against a playoff team. It's not going to matter that they know what they're going to do. It's not going to be close. This is retarded, the way that these guys are talking about this game. The national media guys are sounding dumb talking about this game as if it's the game of the week, let alone I heard somebody say game of the decade. You guys sound dumb. There are real games to talk about. I just want to just make sure that everybody understands. Don't listen to the media guys. It's garbage. These guys are becoming like the national regular news media where they just feed you a bunch of garbage that they want you to believe so you become a follower of theirs. It's just garbage. All right, so tonight we got Jacksonville and Cincinnati. Okay, so to be honest, this is kind of a toilet bowl game. We all know this. Joe Burrow is going to take this game well in hand. Cincinnati's probably going to do a lot of ball control, a lot of clock management. I anticipate they're going to run the ball a lot. Jacksonville might make it interesting for about a quarter and a half, but I think that's all it will be competitive-wise. It's a toilet bowl because Cincinnati, even though I said Joe Burrow's good, and even though we see that Joe Burrow is back, we still don't know how good they're going to be, and we're not going to be able to tell. The sample size is too small, and we didn't get to see enough of him last year, and it wouldn't have mattered last year anyways because he was a rookie. So now it's still kind of a rookie campaign if you think about it. So Cincinnati, to me, is no kind of a threat for the playoffs. Jacksonville definitely is no kind of a threat for the playoffs. But it's a game that doesn't matter. It's insignificant. I don't understand why this is on Thursday night, to be honest. Bengals win. I, again, don't understand why it's a Thursday night game. It should have never been scheduled as a Thursday night game. Other games coming up, Titans and the Jets, let's be real. That's already over. We can predict who's going to win that. Titans, not even going to be close. Lions and the Bears, that's more interesting. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? There's a question that hasn't been answered as of yet. Some say Justin Fields. I say, look, there's no reason for Justin Fields to play. Let him sit the whole year. You saw what happens when you put him in last year. You should have learned your lesson. The Lions are going to play him tough. The Lions playing hard for their coach. I've been saying this for a while. And they're going to, again, smell blood and see the opportunity to get win number one. The Bears, I don't think they're going to have that same smell. I'm going to give a slight edge to the Lions, Jared Goff and the Lions. And I think the best bet for the Bears would actually be don't go, again, with Justin Fields. He's not the one who should be starting in this game. Colts and the Dolphins. Close game. Carson Wentz is the Achilles heel. Dolphins win. I think they're going to win simply because, again, They're better coached. They have the better quarterback. Even if you're talking about the backup quarterback for the Dolphins, he is still better than what Carson Wentz is offering. So I'm going to give that victory to the Dolphins, and I think it's probably going to be like 28-17 or something along those lines. Then you got the Browns and the Vikings. It'll be a hard-fought game. It'll probably be one good half of football, though. I think the Browns take over with the defense. I could see the Vikings maybe making a run at them late in the fourth quarter, trying to get close, but I don't think they get quite close enough. I'd give that edge to the Browns by 8. Washington and the Falcons, again, a toilet bowl, not even really a game to be discussed. I think the slight edge in that game will go to Washington. Giants and the Saints, a no-brainer. Saints are going to destroy the Giants. Giants are just in trouble, folks. And I know there's a lot of national media guys that are banging on the coach. I would say that the problem really lies with the general manager not knowing how to pick talent. But either way, some firings need to happen in the offseason or maybe even in the middle of the season to send a message. But the Giants are going to lose to the Saints. Texans and the Bills, a no-brainer. Another game where the Bills are going to win, and they're going to come back, and they're going to talk about Josh Allen, and, oh, he's back, and he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and now we're seeing what we saw last year. Again, he only looked good against the weak Washington football team, and now he's going to look good against the weak Houston Texan team. This is what I hate about football analysts. They will tell you half the story. Instead of being realistic, instead of being honest, instead of telling you there's a rhyme and a reason why Josh Allen looked bad the first 2 weeks and why he now looks good these 2 weeks, instead of being honest, they're going, oh, no, he's back. He's great. They're going to be in contention for the AFC title. No. Make the playoffs? Sure. Be a real Super Bowl threat? No. Chiefs and Eagles, obviously this one's going to be interesting for a variety of reasons. Chiefs on a slide. Eagles, looking to bounce back, but they're not going to bounce back against the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to take this game. I think the Eagles got some work to do. They got some questions to answer. Internally, they got to do some work. Coaching-wise, they got to do some work in regards to their scheming, their game planning, and they got to make some better decisions in regards to their play calling. And even though the Chiefs are weak on defense, and they are, I'm still going to give the advantage because I'm going to go with the better of the two quarterbacks. And Chiefs obviously have the edge, so I'm going to give the Chiefs the win over the Eagles. Panthers and the Cowboys, I would, if Christian McCaffrey were playing, give the advantage to the Panthers. I get it. Their defense is great, but that defense is only going to hold up so long. They're going to be on the field too much. Again, you don't have a good quarterback. You don't have a good coach. And again, the national media guys don't want to tell you the truth, but the Panthers don't have a good coach. They don't have a good quarterback. Sam Darnold is not everything they're trying to sell you and make you believe because it's not true. He's deer in the headlights. He's easy to rattle. He's weak. He can't hold on to the ball when he gets touched. So all you got to do is pressure him, touch him, ball's coming out, and the Cowboys defense is going to look good because of how weak Sam Darnold is. And then if you go with the better of the two quarterbacks, again, you got to go with the Cowboys quarterback, Dak Prescott, so Cowboys will beat the Panthers. Cardinals and the Rams, a no-brainer. Rams are going to beat up on the Cardinals. You're going to see how good the Cardinals are not. Seahawks and the 49ers. 49ers are going to take care of business against Seattle. Seattle has a lot of issues. They'll fix them. Not yet, but they will fix them. They will get better. They will be competitive. They will be everything we thought they were, but not yet. So Seahawks will fall to the 49ers. Ravens and the Broncos. I believe the Ravens beat the Broncos unless the back problems that the quarterback for the Ravens is currently enjoying stay with them or get any worse. That's the only thing that concerns me right now is the status of the Ravens QB. If he, for some reason, gets tight and he can't stay loose and he's not available to do his normal running around and be mobile, then they're going to have a problem. But if he feels better, if he gets any kind of, we'll call it movement ability in regards to his back, and he's fine, then I think you'll see the Ravens get past the Broncos. But the question mark is, how good health-wise is the Ravens QB1 going to be? Steelers and the Packers, no-brainer. Packers are going to blow up the Steelers. Steelers are just bad. Folks, they're not going to make 500 this year. Bucks and the Patriots, again, another bad team against another playoff team. And we talked about this at length. Bucks over the Patriots. Raiders and the Chargers, I'm going to give the advantage to the Raiders. Again, I don't believe in the Chargers. Not like that. Raiders Raiders are too hot. They're playing too good a ball. And the Chargers, well, they're just kind of there. They're fighting. They're getting better. They believe in their coach. They got good structure. Herbert's getting better. But again, if I'm going to go with the better of the two quarterbacks, I got to go with Carr over Herbert. There's no doubt about it. So without a doubt, you got to give the advantage to the Raiders over the Chargers. That's pretty much it. You guys enjoy tonight's Thursday night game. Again, it's not going to be the greatest of games, but football's football. Let's just be glad we have fans in the stands again. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you again on Sunday.